Hey, my name's Michael Griswold, and if you are going through a breakup right now, you know firsthand how emotionally heart-wrenching it can be. It's one of the most devastating things that we go through in our lives is losing someone that we love so much. After going through that myself, I created a course and have been helping people since then to get back together with the person that they love. Now, I know there's this popular notion out there that your ex is your ex for a reason. But I see it a little bit differently. You were also with that person for a reason. So which one wins? When people break up, they say things like, it just didn't work out. It wasn't a good fit. But it was a good fit at one point. So what that really says is they don't really know why they broke up. And that uncertainty, that question can haunt them for the rest of their lives. That's why people bring baggage from one relationship into the next, because they don't get any closure. In this video, I got a question from one of my customers that I think will be beneficial to you. I'm going to summarize his email and then tell you what would work in this situation, and what this is going to do is give you real insight on how you can use it as well. Essentially, this guy's like, hey, listen, we were dating for a couple of years, we were in love, everything was great, and then all of a sudden, we broke up. I freaked out, I begged her to come back and wished that she would. She just told me, I don't feel that way anymore. Then he wrote her a letter and said, can we just get together so that the last thing that we know about each other is a smile instead of negative feelings. Here's one of the biggest mistakes that people make after a breakup. And it's totally understandable. After you get broken up with, you feel hurt, you feel weak, and you feel very needy. And then you begin to say things that really no other person would say. And I mean, think about if you would ever say to your friend, hey, can we just get together so that the last thing I remember is a smile? But that's the way that it feels after you get broken up. It feels so final. It feels like you need to throw a Hail Mary pass in hopes that it'll make a touchdown. It feels like everything is riding on every conversation that you have. And when you do that, here's the effect on the other person. By you bringing all of that pressure and saying those types of things, this person wants to have nothing to do with you. Because emotions are kind of like the flu. They're contagious. So when you feel very pressured and anxious and nervous, well, then they feel that too. And it is a natural human thing to back up and to not want to interact with that. Much better for this guy, instead of trying to make up for his reaction, instead just to act as if it never happened. Our memories are very short. We live in the moment. And if you have been broken up with, even if you've made every mistake possible, don't go and start trying to make up for it, because all you're doing is just reminding the person that you love of how silly you acted. And that only reinforces that they made a good decision. Can you see how that would work? Can you see how by reminding them that, oh, I'm so sorry, that it just reinforces that they were right? Instead, what he should do is give her a call up and act like everything is cool. Because people always take their cues from other people. Haven't you found that to be the case? When you walk into a room, don't you kind of measure out what's going on and see how you're supposed to act? When you take responsibility for your relationship, even the one that has just been broken up with, and have vision for it, then you give your ex something to cling to, something that they can believe in, something that they can look forward to. You give them a reminder of why you were together in the first place. And with that momentum, then you can begin to unravel what went wrong. What did we get into a fight about? But starting from the place of being needy, starting from the place of desperation, which are all very human and very natural emotions, starting from that place, you're doomed. And you've got nowhere to go. So feel the neediness, feel being desperate, but don't communicate it. You're not going to stop feeling that way by snapping your fingers. You just got to let it be there. But don't dig yourself a deeper hole. The way that you do this is by getting your mindset right. And though there's a lot of advice on how to create relationships, most of the advice is very quick fix type of thing, right? You're going to send this text or write this letter, but if you don't address what led to the breakup anyway, it's never going to work. I'm sure that makes sense to you. That's why in my course, the M3 system, I teach you what to do so that you can be in control. It makes no sense to get back into a relationship where you are panic-stricken that it's going to end at any minute. Instead, it's much more powerful for you to be in a relationship where you have control of yourself. And when you do that, your ex finds you irresistible again. Nobody wants to be responsible for another person's heartache. And when you can show strength and courage in the midst of that, you become very attractive. And that's why the M3 system is a great program for you if you're in that situation. If that's the case for you, there's a link underneath this video that you can click on, and I'll tell you my story and give you a little bit more information about the M3 system that you can get instant access to today. So if you've been going through a breakup, if your heart feels like it's been stomped into 1,000 pieces and you don't know what to do, then click on the link below. If you want to get back with the person that you love and give yourself the chance of making this relationship work, and more importantly, giving yourself control over your love life, then click on the link below. Check out the M3 system. There's a video on that page that will explain it all to you, and you can get instant access today and be on the road to having the relationship that you want. My name is Michael Griswold, and relationships are the most valuable thing in our lives. Regardless of whether things work out with the person that you're in love with now or not, your ability to have a quality relationship has a huge amount to do with how happy you are in life. Figure out and find out how to do that now. And I will look forward to hearing your success story as well.